Hey everyone, welcome to CryptoData. So I'm actually just gonna give it a couple minutes before we get some people on, and then we'll talk about actually what's going on in the market. So it's been pretty crazy recently. So I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start this live stream. Okay, we have 3 people watching, so we'll go ahead and start this up. So it's been pretty crazy so far. As y'all know, there's been a ton of volatility in the market recently. Bitcoin's down. It's actually around 13,000 right now. It's bounced some off its support. But I just want to go over this chart and just a couple things, a couple articles that I want to talk about, and stuff we can go over, and just kind of like where we're going from here. How long I think this trend is going to last, and if you should buy any coins right now at their current level. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So we saw Bitcoin broke out of this ascending triangle, and since then, about the 18th, it's kind of been this sideways consolidation here, and then on the 19th, it broke downward, and it's been in a bearish trend since then. There's been a couple support levels that I drew, some strong support levels. We're on the hourly chart right now. We can see the first support level is at about 12,700. So you can see this is when it bounced off of that support, and then it fell through it, and then it went to the second support level I drew of 11,600. So we can see in this candle here, it went actually below that, but then it bounced upwards, and we can see it's been testing that support a couple times here, and then it bounced above this first support at 12,700, and now it's been keeping this support right here. So I think 12,700 is pretty good support right now. We actually zoom out, and I'll show you where I drew that. So that was from this previous when it had this previous bounce back here near the 10th of December, and that was that same 12,700 support level. So that's why I drew it right here. And then if we zoom out further, so this 11,600 support, I drew that pretty much when it started, had its parabolic breakout. But again, it was this previous resistance here. You can see at 11,600 here. So that was previous resistance. It broke out of that, and then it went all the way up, bounced from this 12,600, then it continued its run. So that's why I've drawn these two levels. We can see the RSI is still pretty oversold right now. It's bounced a little bit, but right now it seems like it's consolidating around this 12,500 to 13,000 level. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of days. If we actually look at the coin market cap, so a good thing to keep in mind, a lot of people don't think about, is the market cap right now is about 500 billion. About a couple hours ago, it was around 490 billion. So the market cap has increased, and keep an eye on that, because if the market cap is increasing, that tells you that money is flowing into the market. So it tells you people are starting to buy again, and maybe there's some more positive sentiment moving forward. So that's just something to keep in mind. Keep refreshing this and see where this is at. And as we see it approach its previous high levels, towards 600 billion and beyond, that's when a lot of money is flowing back into the market. But I think right now at these levels, it's fallen so much, and you always hear be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. So right now a lot of people are fearful. So I think it's good to at least start buying some of this dip here. Some people are, I know, if you follow M. Pavlovsky, I'll go ahead and go to his Twitter account here, and if you go to his Twitter, I'm actually in a group with him. But if you go to his Twitter, basically he's predicting that the candle he does a lot of candle counting. He's one of the best technical analysis guys that I know for Bitcoin and a lot of coins in general. But he's usually always right on these analysis. And he's saying possibly we could have another 5 bearish days. But again, he's saying this may be the bounce right here. And this was at that 12,700 level. So again, you know, what I was looking at, and if we see it bounce from here like we have been, then again, it says we have reached, count on a 4-hour candlestick closes means we have reached the exhaustion point of the bears. We will consolidate for 1 to 4 4-hour candlestick closes from there, and then we shall see what happens. So basically what he's saying is, what's going on right now is, you know, we're at that 12,700 level here, and since then we hit that, it's gone up, and then it retraced, and then again it's kept rising. So he's saying we could consolidate for about another day, another 16 hours if this holds, and then that'll confirm that this was the bottom, and then we'll start rising from here. But if this breaks and we keep going down, then that could signal another 4 to 5 bearish days. So again, you know, keep that in mind. You know, maybe nibble a little bit here on some Bitcoin or any altcoins you're looking at. But again, you know, wait for that confirmation for the next 16 hours to see if this consolidates more, and then if it starts rising again, you can be pretty sure that this was the bottom here. But let's go ahead and check the comments, see if anyone's commented. So Mr. Frank FCG, good to have you here. He said, how do you think altcoins will react on long term if Bitcoin won't bounce back as strong as expected? So Mr. Frank, great question. So you know, a lot of people know the relationship with Bitcoin and altcoins. Usually when Bitcoin is rising, you know, altcoins tend to fall a little bit. When Bitcoin falls, altcoins tend to rise. You know, they have that inverse relationship. But recently, they haven't really had that. They've almost been correlated together. So if Bitcoin rises, altcoins rise. If Bitcoin falls, altcoins fall. But I personally think, you know, if we do see Bitcoin not bouncing back as strong, I could see people jumping into altcoins, honestly, because the truth is people want to trade. They're looking for, you know, anything, like any trade they can find, because you just have that itch. You know, if you've gotten into cryptocurrencies, you understand you always want to trade every day. So no matter what, you want to look for the next big gain. So if Bitcoin keeps consolidating, it's not bouncing as big as it should, then I could see some other altcoins taking charge. You know, definitely, I mean, Ripple, I mean, again, this is $1.08. You know, Ripple went over $1. It's gone over 400% in the past week. I mean, it's been crazy with its growth. So you have Ripple, you have Litecoin here. Litecoin's a big competitor with Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of people invest in that. So I definitely could see, you know, some of these taking charge. You know, you have Ethereum here. Bitcoin Cash, I think Bitcoin Cash is a little bit pumped. You know, it's a lot of manipulation going on with that. So I try to stay out of Bitcoin Cash. You know, you have Dash performing strong. You have Monero performing strong. I mean, you know, a lot of these other coins, I could see them, you know, taking charge if Bitcoin doesn't bounce back as strong as it could. Then you have a lot of these other altcoins here. I mean, you have VeChain, you know, it had some big news, a national government level partnership. You have, you know, coins like Dragon Chain, which has a lot of projects going on. You know, a lot of startup ICOs they're working on with companies. They have a big roadmap for 2018. So yeah, a lot of these coins here, I can definitely see them rising if Bitcoin doesn't bounce back as strong. Because right now, what's going on is just there's a lot of fear in the market. I mean, people are panicking, and you know, Bitcoin's declining. You have articles like CNBC stating, "Hey, Bitcoin's, you know, fell a third of its value. The world is ending," basically. So, I mean, when you have a lot of new investors investing, and they see this happening now, you know, they bought up at like the 19,000 level, and now it's dropping. Then, if you're a new investor, you're going to panic sell. And some of the biggest advice I can give y'all is a guy on Twitter I was looking at, and he said, "When in doubt, zoom out." So basically what that means is look at the trends that have been going on. So I'll go to a day chart here, and we can see here. So anytime there has been you know, a big pullback, there's always been a big rally afterwards. So you know, we can see here back in November, you know, you had a pullback here. Let me actually go to a weekly chart here. So this explains it more clearly. So you can see here we had a rally in August, and then, you know, a big decline for you know, a couple weeks, and then we had another rally. Then we had a decline for a week, and then we had another huge rally. Okay, and again, you know, this is just a parabolic rise here in the past month. So I mean, of course, you know, that's not natural. There's going to be some retracement, but again, after we have this decline here, there's going to be another rally. It's just a market cycle. So don't get caught up in just, the short term. I mean, we're just looking at it again on like a 5-minute chart or something and seeing, oh, it's declining, or going to the hour chart and seeing, oh my gosh, it's fallen so much. I mean, it's just the market cycle. It's just, it goes in waves. And I was actually watching Crypto News, their live stream. Shout out to Crypto News. And Matt and Todd, they were going over some analysis, and Todd was saying how he thinks that this fall was Bitcoin, ending its its third wave of the Elliott wave, and going to the fourth wave. And then for those who know, after the fourth wave, then you have the fifth wave, which is a crazy rally. So again, if we're in the fourth wave of the Elliott wave, which is a decline for a little bit, once we bounce back to that fifth wave cycle, then I could see Bitcoin going over its previous highs here. So keep that in mind. The market always goes in cycles, and this is just another one of those cycles. So it's a good question, Frank. And 18 people watching, so hey, thanks everyone for asking questions. Feel free to ask and comment anything you have. Farkas says hi. Hey, how's it going, man? MM21 says, isn't it if Bitcoin falls or rises in a fast pace, altcoins fall? So M21, you have a point there. If Bitcoin has knee-jerk reactions, then again, everyone panics, because if Bitcoin falls like it is right now, then everyone just panic sells out of Bitcoin and their altcoins because it's so fast, and then that's when a lot of news articles come out when a reaction happens this fast. So you do have a point there. If there are these fast dips, expect altcoins to follow because usually that's when they're really correlated. So great comment there, M21. Jopi says financial institutions manipulating market right now. So Jopi, that's a great question. I definitely think that there's some manipulation going on right now. There's actually an article that I was going to pull up. So we have this article right here that came out. QZ.com says Bitcoin bull Novogratz thinks the digital assets crash could get worse. So Mike Novogratz, he's one of the guys that he's really bullish on Bitcoin. He's actually making a hedge fund for cryptocurrencies, and he invested a lot of money whenever it dipped down. I believe it was I can't remember the exact price. I don't know if it was 5,000 or 8,000, but it had a big dip. He bought a lot of it, and then it bounced up. But here he's saying that he's halting his crypto hedge fund. He's going to delay the start of that. And he thinks Bitcoin could go as low as 8,000. So he's basically, has a negative sentiment, and there's a lot of people creating fear in the market. And again, people who are in Wall Street and people who are big into cryptocurrencies, they use a lot of these scare tactics to get new investors and people who aren't familiar with trading to just sell their coins so that they can buy the dips and then ride it up even higher and just churn and burn basically those profits. So I think there's definitely a lot of market manipulation going on right now. I mean, if we just put in Bitcoin news, I'll put in that, and you can see here. See, you have CNN Money saying Bitcoin lost 1/3 of its value in 24 hours. How to get your money out of Bitcoin. So again, you have all of these articles here that are creating FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. And again, with everyone coming into Coinbase recently, I mean, a lot of these new investors, they're going to see these articles and they're going to panic. But the truth is, we've been doing this for the past 3, 4, 5 years, and this is nothing new. I mean, literally, whenever Bitcoin dropped, whenever it was dropping to its, I believe it was 3,000, it dropped to that, we had this hard dip from, I believe, almost 5,000 down to 3,000, and everyone thought the world was ending there. And then everyone who was smart bought this dip, and then it rallied again. And then we had this fall from, about 7,500 all the way down to 5,500. And then everyone bought the dip, and it rallied again. So this is just the same thing. I mean, we had this rally up to 20,000. It's falling down. It fell all the way down to almost 11,000. People bought that dip, and now it's currently at 13,000. So this is all a game. A lot of Wall Street people like to manipulate the market, like to take advantage of weak hands. So they're going to do that any way they can. So I definitely think there's manipulation going on here. And something else I wanted to point out for this. So when you have big people talking about getting out of Bitcoin, like they sold all their assets, use that as an indicator to, you should probably sell yours too. There's a guy, Charlie Lee, for those who don't know, he's the creator of Litecoin, and on December 20th, I believe it was the 20th or the 19th, he stated on a Reddit article, actually right here, that he stated that basically anytime he tweets something, Litecoin or any coin will go up or down, 10-20%. And he doesn't want to be seen as someone who's pumping a coin. So what he did is he sold all of his Litecoin a couple days ago. So, yeah, I mean, he said it was to not appear, basically disregard all aspects of conflict of interest. So he didn't want to appear like he was pumping his own coins because he was holding them. So he sold all of it. And while some of that may have been true, I think maybe he knew something about this dip. I think maybe he knew, there's going to be some volatility in the market, and he sold it around right here. And he knew, there's going to be this big crash coming. So again, if these big guys are selling their coins, kind of take into account that, hey, maybe it's not necessarily, for this reason. Maybe there's an underlying reason that, they know something, or, something is coming. So just kind of keep that in your back pocket. Don't always, if they're selling something, don't always sell it. But again, just keep that in mind. I mean, a lot of these guys are in the know more than we know. So if they're getting out, then you can kind of, at least maybe take half your profits out, especially after the rallies that we've had. So that's all that was. We've had a crazy rally in the past couple weeks and months, and it's only natural, profits are being taken. So I think it's definitely the correction. But again, after this correction happens, we're going to rally again. And, based off a lot of people, their technical analysis and everything, it's looking like after Christmas, we're going to have a crazy rally. So again, people get their money from Christmas and all that. They're looking for something to invest in. Everyone's going to be talking about it around the table. You can expect, a big rally to happen. So that's always something to keep in mind there. So good question. Let's see. Kyle, I'm new to crypto and I'm trying to invest around $300. I was thinking Bitcoin or Ether. Which would you recommend? So Kyle, that's a great question. I would say for myself personally, I'd probably, that's hard actually. Probably just go Bitcoin just because, so many people, it is like the forefront, it is the runner. Granted, short term, Ether's probably going to have better gains. As you can see, it's only $657, and just psychologically, that can double faster than Bitcoin can. But again, just keep in mind long-term growth. Bitcoin, is probably better for long-term. So if you want short-term growth, then, probably buy Ether. If you want long-term growth, then I would invest in Bitcoin. So hope that helped. Next question. We have my official. Let's see. We have Mr. Frank. He said, I've been putting a small amount of money in smaller companies like Request Network, QuantStamp, and medium stake in Dragon Chain. What will be the perfect condition for explosive rise in value? So, Mr. Frank, that's great. For specific coins, Dragon Chain, again, any of you know, I've been keeping definitely been keeping an eye on Dragon Chain. I've been investing a lot in that. It's been a great company so far, and they've done a lot of great things. For those who don't know what Dragon Chain is, it's basically they had the RCO in December, or they released their coins in December, and a lot of companies basically don't want to get involved in blockchain because the technology is so convoluted and it's so hard to understand. But what Dragon Chain does is they put the blockchain technology and they implement it. They can implement it with companies' current systems. So pretty much they can convert it into like what companies already use, like Java, C++, those different programming languages. So companies don't have to learn how to use the blockchain technology. Dragon Chain just implements it automatically and converts it to be compatible with what businesses already use. So they participate a lot in like startup ICOs. There's a couple companies that they're working on ICOs for, and again, you get benefits for holding their Dragon Chain token, and basically like discounted prices for those ICOs, and just a lot of different benefits. Like if you're a business, you get discounted prices for that. So they're definitely they're a Disney startup, which is a huge selling point for them. And they have a great team behind them. They're very transparent. And again, they've only been listed on a couple exchanges, KuCoin and EtherDelta. They haven't even been listed on Bittrex or Binance. So they've already gone up like, over 1,000% since their ICO. I made a video about them when they were at 25 cents. They went up to over $1.20. And, now they're consolidating around 78 cents. So again, I see this coin being $4 or $5 long term. And, definitely over $1 short term. But once they get listed on more exchanges, they're just going to explode. So it's definitely a good company. As far as your allocation for what coins to be in, of course, I always think some exposure to Bitcoin. I think Ripple's actually been quite a big player. A lot of people are saying Ripple's going to be big for 2018 just because they're working with Japan and South Korea, and they're going to implement them with their banking transactions. So they have like a testing that they're doing right now, and then I think on January 31st, if everything goes well, then they're going to Japan and South Korea is going to implement that into their banking transactions. So I think that's been a lot of the reason. And there's rumors that Ripple's going to be listed on Coinbase. So Ripple, I think small position there. Litecoin, definitely. I think Litecoin's a strong hold. Dash has been doing well, but I think definitely some investments in these top coins, and then some good altcoins to look at. I know people have been bullish on Neo. There's been a couple others. Let me see if I can find. A couple others people are talking about. I know some people have been talking about Salt. Let me see, VeChain. That's a good one. And then let me see. And then of course you have Dragon Chain, and then Raiden Network. So a couple of these, definitely have some exposure to everything. But I think whenever Bitcoin does rally and the market turns, I think altcoins are definitely going to rally a lot more. So I'd have more hedged in altcoins right now versus Bitcoin. But again, definitely try to diversify your portfolio, so you're not all invested in one coin and you don't panic sell whenever like the market goes down like it does, because all your money's invested in one coin, or when a coin goes down. If you're investing in multiple coins, you're not going to panic when one goes down. So just some good advice there. Let's see. Okay, my official says CryptoData knows best for sure. Appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Let's see. M21 says either long term or short. 300 is way too low to make thousands. Just go put it on ICX. So again, ICX is another coin people have been looking at. I believe they had a lot of growth recently. Icon right now they're at 246, but again, they had a nice rally before, in the past month from 88 cents. And I know I'll have to look at the company specifically, but I know a lot of people are talking about ICX as well. So again, that's a good coin to look out for and do some research on. Let's see. Jopey, no problem, anytime. Marco says the Buffett quote rings more true as time passes. When everyone is fearful, like now, be greedy, buy the dip. Exactly, Marco. Good to have you here, man. And that's exactly right. Be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. So again, right now everyone's afraid. So use this time to get some cheap coins right now. Just think of it as a Christmas sale. It's hard to do. And people that are saying, "Oh, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin when it was, when it was 13,000 or 12,000, whenever it was up here at 19,000." And now that it's at this level, they don't want to buy it. So it's funny when you look at that, kind of contradicting there. Masterful Yushi says new U.S. tax bill taxes transactions between coins. Doesn't sound great. So I haven't actually seen that. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, so if the U.S. tax bill taxes transaction between coins, that's probably because they just want to get a cut of it and cut of the profit. So that's definitely something to look at. And yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out and see if that does get passed. So thanks for bringing that up, Masterful Yushi. Let's see. Gianfranco says where to buy Dragon. So you can buy Dragon recently. So it was only on Ether Delta, but now you can buy it on KuCoin. If you do, let's see. Yeah, you can actually buy it on KuCoin here, and I do have a link for that actually. Yeah, if you go to CoinMarketCap to find out where coins are listed. Just go to CoinMarketCap and then click on Markets, and you can see these are the exchanges that are listed at. So you have KuCoin, Ether Delta, and then Tidex. Recently, Ether Delta was hacked. You can see here on their website, they stated here that basically we have reason to believe that there's been malicious attacks to temporarily gain access to Ether Delta. We are investigating the issue right now. Please do not use the site. And then they said, basically, someone copied their website, but the website that was copied, it didn't have a chat button or a Twitter feed. So, so basically, they were trying to take people's money and stuff. But again, I don't think that anyone's accounts were hacked per se. I think just the website was hacked. But here they said they're in steps to bring the website back, and then if you use MetaMask or a hardware wallet in EtherDelta, you're completely safe. But here they recently announced that EtherDelta is back. I would still caution you using EtherDelta right now because of how recent this hack was and everything. Maybe give it at least a week before things cool down, and then go from there. But again, Dragon Chain is also listed on KuCoin, and I actually do have a link to sign up on that. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat for those who want it. Here, let me actually pull that up real quick, and then I'll get that going on there. So let's see, I do have it. I believe I have it right here. So I'll go ahead and pull that up here. So here, okay. So here's a link for anyone that wants it to sign up on KuCoin. Again, you can get you can sign up for KuCoin and basically just create an account on there, and then you can trade Dragon Chain and whatever other coins that that you're looking at trading. So it's a pretty good website. I haven't used it a lot yet, but I made an account just because it was available, and they do trade Dragon Chain. So yeah, you can go ahead and trade that, and then let me know if you have any questions. But right now, actually, the link isn't working. Hold on. Okay. So I think, let me see. Let me just try to. Yeah, so it's giving me an error when I try to paste the link in there. But here, I'll just paste. Let me see if this works. Okay. So there's a link to the website, and then if you do want to use the code, promo code here, then use you can use that. That's my promo code there, and it'll basically kind of, I guess, help give me credit, give you credit for signing up there. But yeah, that's where you can trade Dragon Chain right now. That's where a lot of people are trading it. So I would use that website until EtherDelta is actually back up and working again. But let's see what other questions we have. So let's see. Yeah, Mr. Frank, EtherDelta. So Dillip said, "What is Anchorus?" Dillip, I'm not sure what you mean there. If you could clarify that, I'm not familiar with Anchorus. Yeah, Gianfranco, exactly. Yeah, EtherDelta just got hacked. So again, they say they fixed it, but keep it. Just I would wait until it's fully back before I use it. Let's see. Mr. Plasma says Dragon Chain will blast off in 2018. Yes, I'm definitely hoping so. It looks like it. Mr. Frank said some people just did not secure their key on EtherDelta, plus perfect timing with Bitcoin drop for phishing. Okay. Lorenzo, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to have you here. And let's see. Gianfranco says any other way to get Dragon safe? Thanks. So Gianfranco, definitely use MetaMask if you haven't. MetaMask is a website that where I actually stored my Dragon Chain on. So if you go, I'll pull it up right here. So if you go to MetaMask, and basically what it is it's a wallet, and it's for the Chrome extension, but it's a little extension that you can have, and basically you can keep your coins on there, and there, I'm pretty sure it's ERC20 compliant for coins. But if you don't use MetaMask, then definitely use My Ether Wallet. So a lot of people refer to it as Mu, but again, My Ether Wallet is the best way to send and receive your coins for ICOs and other different coins that you need to be like ERC20 compliant for sending and receiving these coins. So if you just go to My Ether Wallet here, and then you can create a new wallet or send Ether in tokens, and it says how would you like them, and it links. If you have a MetaMask account, it links it up here. Or you can, if you just want to create like a totally new wallet, or you already have one, then use Keystone JSON file, and basically when you click that, then you'll select your wallet file that's already saved. Once you create your new wallet here, and then you'll be able to send and receive tokens there. And so my Ether wallet is great. Definitely recommend it. Super easy interface, and it's been doing great for me for ICOs and other coins. So definitely look at that. Let's see, next question. Let's see, Mr. Frank said, is there any difference in trading from where you are in the USA as to where I am in Europe? So, Mr. Frank, great question. So, for, yeah, it's good to see Bitcoin's rising right now. For trading in the US, I mean, the only difference I can say is just where, like what exchanges will allow you to trade. So, for example, Bitfinex. Bitfinex actually banned US customers from trading on their website because there's too many regulations and just too much rules and restrictions for them to operate in the United States. So, they banned there. I know BitMEX, which is a website a lot of people use for shorting. BitMEX, you are able to use that if you're in the United States. So that's basically the main difference for using, trading in the U.S. versus like trading in Europe or something. Is just what exchanges or what websites will allow you to create accounts on there. But as far as like trading in general, like if you're on Bittrex or something and you want to trade, I mean, it's gonna be the exact same if I'm in the United States and you're in Europe. I mean, it's still gonna be the same time frame. Nothing's gonna change there. So. Yeah, the only difference is just websites, which ones allow you to create accounts and which ones don't. Other than that, though, it's the exact same. And just of course the currency difference and all that, but everything's the exact same. So hope that answered your question. Let's see. And yeah, Mr. Frank said Bitcoin gaining again. So yeah, Bitcoin is definitely it looks like it's on a good bounce right now. 13,400. Again, I did keep a support level here at 12,700. That was the first support, and it looks like it's doing great right now. And it's definitely, that support's holding good support right now. So it bounced off of that, and it looks like it's wants to go a little higher. So again, we'll see what happens here. RSI is still. I mean, it's rising, but it's still, a little oversold. So we're getting into that that medium territory now, where it's kind of almost balanced between, buying and selling. So it's good to see at least showing some positive action here, and hopefully, a couple people have said this was the bottom here, and we do have a rally from here. But so a couple articles I want to talk about today is E-Trade is now letting its customers trade CBOE futures. So this is big news because E-Trade is actually one of the biggest trading platforms online for investors to trade like stocks and everything. Is very, very popular platform. They have a huge audience, and for them to allow Bitcoin futures to trade CBOE Bitcoin futures, I mean, that's great. That's just causing more exposure with Bitcoin. I think that could possibly be some more of this volatility that's been going on. But again, it says the online brokerage firm E-Trade will allow customers to trade Bitcoin futures from CBOE markets, the company said on its website Wednesday, and joining its rivals in the opening door for more mainstream adoption of the cryptocurrency. So it's it's saying since CBOE and CME jumped on the Bitcoin futures bandwagon now you have TD Ameritrade, you have E-Trade, you have all these other companies wanting to jump in and get in on these futures. So it's great that more exposure is happening to Bitcoin. And again, I definitely see this as positive. More people are coming in. There's going to be more money coming in. So when we do start rising like we are now, I mean, it's just going to, especially when we pass that $20,000 mark, we're just going to go even higher. So it's going to be a lot more liquidity in the market and make it a lot easier to trade. So let's see. Afla Material says live giveaway. So Afla, actually for my giveaways, that's a good question. What I do is every 500 subscribers, I give away $100 worth of Bitcoin to 2 random subscribers that like my latest giveaway video and comment with something funny and their Bitcoin or Litecoin address. So again, I'll go over and show you that here, and you can go ahead and see where exactly that video is. So I'll go ahead and go up here, and I'll show you all actually where. So I'll go to my channel here, and And so if you go to this video here, that's the 1,000 subscriber Bitcoin giveaway. And if you leave a comment on here and like the video, leave a comment, and then comment with something funny in your Bitcoin address, then I'll go ahead and give $50 worth of Bitcoin to 2 random people. So again, I'm at 1,130 subscribers right now. So once I get to 1,500 subscribers, then I'll go ahead and give $50 worth of Bitcoin to 2 random subscribers who comment and their Bitcoin or Litecoin address and something funny. So I'll go ahead and link that in the video so that y'all can see it. And yeah, right there. And again, I'm just trying to give back to the community because I definitely appreciate the support that I've got and everything. I mean, it's been great, and I mean, I can't thank y'all enough. I mean, it's been a great ride so far, and I'm definitely enjoying it. So thank you again. Please, like the video if you haven't. I'm trying to get exposed to a lot of different people, trying to educate people in the cryptocurrency world and what's going on. Because again, if you're just new into this, it can be scary if you don't know what's going on, or again, you have these big panic sells like a lot of people are talking about. So if the more knowledge you have, the more easier, or the more comfortable you can be knowing that it'll rise again, and it's just a short-term pullback we're having. So great question there. Let's see. And Mr. Frank said, listen to the info, more valuable than the giveaway. Thank you, Mr. Frank. Appreciate that support, man. And again, I just try to give people, the best info I can. Just try to give them, free knowledge, and just, try to help out any way I can. So we're going to go over another article I was looking at, and this is actually even better than the E-Trade article. So this is saying futures firm CBOE filed for 6 Bitcoin ETFs this week. And for those who don't know, ETF is an exchange-traded fund. Basically, it gives exposure to a certain asset without directly being invested into it. So, for example, you have the S&P 500 for stocks. That's an ETF, and it's invested into, it tracks 500 different companies. And basically, if you're invested in the SPF 500 ETF, then it's kind of like you're invested in those 500 companies and tracking them. So, if CBOE lists Bitcoin ETFs, then basically that'll give people exposure to Bitcoin without directly being invested in it. So for people who are scared about exchanges shutting down or taking their money or something, this will put investors at ease when these ETFs come out, because then you can have huge whales come in and buy up these ETFs, and then that's where you'll see a lot of big money coming in. So it says here, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange has filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions to list multiple Bitcoin futures ETFs, public records show. So they've applied for 6 of the ETFs. One is the First Trust Bitcoin Strategy ETF, the First Trust Inverse Bitcoin Strategy ETF, the Granite Shares Bitcoin ETF, the Granite Shares Short Bitcoin ETF, the Rex Bitcoin Strategy ETF, and the Rex Short Bitcoin Strategy ETF. So these are filed between December 15th and 19th, and it says the ETFs would track the performance of futures rather than the digital asset itself. So again, while not, so it's, I guess, past related ETF efforts, they tracked Bitcoin directly, and those got shot down. But this is changing, and it's saying it's going to track the futures rather than the digital asset itself. So I can definitely see this getting a better chance of getting it approved, because again, it's still not directly related to Bitcoin. I mean, it's related to the Bitcoin futures, and if the futures got approved, then I don't see why this wouldn't get approved if it's just tracking them. So this ETF would actually help people invest their money and be more, you could say, even more invested than futures are, because it's almost directly tracking that, and it has a more direct, it's not as risky pretty much as futures trading is. So I think this will definitely cause a lot more investors to come into the market, and it's definitely good news that ETFs are on the horizon. And again, if we don't get them this year, then definitely next year we'll see even more people coming into the market than we do have now. So I thought that was a great article there. And then let's see who else we have. So Mr. Frank said, did you study something to get interested in the cryptocurrency market? So Frank, good question there. So to get into the market, basically all that I did, I learned about the market about 8-9 months ago. One of my One of my dad's friends, actually, he was showing me that this guy was investing in cryptocurrencies and he was trading like $500,000 a day, and some days he would lose 100,000, and it was crazy. I mean, I couldn't believe that. It was he was talking about dealing with all this money, and I actually have a finance degree, and I first started investing in stocks. So specifically, I was actually looking at penny stocks because they had such high rate of returns and everything, and I kind of like that rush of trying to find the next big coin. But I soon realized that penny stocks were just a huge market manipulation, even more so than cryptocurrencies are. I mean, you had people sending emails and just trying to pump up these stocks like crazy, and then they would dump the next day. So that was way too volatile for me. Or just there wasn't really any consistency with it. There wasn't really anything behind the companies. It was literally just pumping it. There was no research, nothing behind the company. So I quickly got out of that. And then I kind of dabbled in stocks a little bit after that, and then I actually looked at options trading. So I would trade options because those were the returns that I liked, and again, they were more backed by actual concrete evidence from the companies, and you could actually see the company and see what they're doing and everything. But then slowly I got out of options trading, and because it was just too stressful for me. But I was gaining experience, which is priceless. So whenever I learned about cryptocurrencies, it was kind of like stock trading and penny stocks combined. I mean, you have actual companies working on stuff, but then you have the returns of penny stocks. So it was the best of both worlds for me. So basically, I got into cryptocurrencies about 8 months ago, and I just started researching. For those who are in cryptocurrencies, they know. I mean, there's a steep learning curve. It's crazy. Everyone likes to try to get in fast, but then there's so much going on. You have ICOs, you have wallets, you have different exchanges, creating accounts, sending different addresses. I mean, you have all this different info, and it took me a while to learn it all. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to jump in right away, but I wanted to know what I was doing. So I researched it a lot for about, a month. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and actually, Crypto News was the first YouTube channel that I watched. So it was back when Matt just had about 1,000 subscribers. So for those who aren't subscribed to Crypto News, shout out to them. Definitely subscribe to them. They're a great channel. And, you have Matt and Todd. Todd is like one of the best technical analysis guys I know. And then you have Matt. He's really good in, fundamental analysis, and he still does some technical analysis as well. But these guys always cover the latest news and everything, and they're really, really good channel. So definitely check them out. But yeah, so I started watching them, started getting into cryptocurrencies, and then from there, I believe Ripple was actually the first coin that I bought because Matt, he was very bullish on it, and I think it was at 20 cents. And for those who know, Ripple has just been, really not really doing much for the past couple months until recently when it just spiked up. So again, that was a coin I was in, and I just tracked it. And like with anything, you wake up, you check your phone, you go to sleep, you check your phone. So it's kind of that for a while. And then I was actually got an account on Steemit, and created an account on Steemit, and so actually it's just at CryptoData for Steemit, and so I have this account here, and I was just writing articles and everything on here, and so I was doing this for a while, and then I was looking at coins and just learning a lot more about it, and then and then I started making a Twitter account, and my Twitter account is at @CryptoData. So I made a Twitter account, and then I made an Instagram account. Also have one of those, and that's the same, Instagram.com/TheCryptoData. So I had an Instagram account, Twitter account, Steemit account, and I was just trying to be as active as I could, and do whatever I could to learn more about cryptocurrencies. So through all that, I think then I started a YouTube channel July of this year. So it was really slow. I just created a thing, how to get started on Steemit, and then how to create an account, and then from there it just kept growing and to where it is now. And there's been a lot of ups and downs. I mean, cryptocurrencies are crazy. You have all these swings and volatility, and if you're not used to it, you're gonna just dump your money like right now. You would dump it, and you do the opposite. I mean, you would sell the dips and buy the pumps, and that's not what you're supposed to do. I mean, you're supposed to buy the dips and sell the highs. So I was doing the opposite for a while, and you just have to get exposure to it. No one can teach you how to trade cryptocurrencies. You just have to get in it with your own money and feel what it feels like to be stressed out, to be, to have that fear of losing that money, because that's when you'll learn how to trade. That's when you'll learn that, companies, exactly, what you need to research and everything. And then you'll really, get better at it. And hold on real quick. I had a phone call. Yeah, I'm still recording it, but I'm like stop it in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll text you that. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, basically that's it. So, I just got in and I just had to get in and just watch a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of articles, do a lot of research, and just get as well versed as I could with it, and just get comfortable with researching companies and knowing what I was invested in, so that if they had these dumps like this, I researched the company and I knew what I was holding, and I just held through it. Eventually, they rose back to higher levels than when I bought them. So it's all a game. It's all, like I said, turn and burn, and just doing a lot of research on it. So but specifically, I didn't study, like any books or anything per se. I just, through experience and just watching a lot of YouTube videos and just researching articles and all that. So, and Mr. Frank, I'm actually going to give you moderator status here. Been a real good participant in here, and just a lot of support. Appreciate that. He says, what do you think about exchanges like Robinhood? Is it the future? So, great question. Robinhood is one of those, I actually haven't looked at that too much, but I'll go ahead and pull it up here. So Robinhood, and I recently I found out that they're, I think a feeless exchange, and I haven't looked too much about it. But I'll probably have to look at this more and get back to you. But I think it's a good concept for sure. It's basically it says here that let me go ahead and read some of this and see what they're saying. So it says, Robinhood is the world's first zero trading fees cryptocurrency exchange with vision to maximize traders' profits. Traders now can enjoy zero trading fees for spot trading and margin trading up to 10 times leverage. Let's see, 5 Friday machine engine, millions of orders. So I think this definitely could be the future. Because with transaction fees or trading fees, that is some money. And to have an exchange with zero trading fees, that could definitely disrupt the market. But, there are a lot of exchanges that are, already stapled into the market right now. You have Bittrex, you have Binance, you have all these other exchanges. So I think it'll take some time for it to get adopted. But once it does, definitely could be something positive there. So I know there's another exchange I was talking about, Legolas ICO. They had ICO. They're going to have one, I believe, end of January. They're an exchange that's coming out that I made a video about in my top 5 ICO videos. And I have some, I definitely believe they're going to have some great competitiveness with these current markets. So I can see Robinhood definitely, coming into the market, disrupting it a little bit. And yeah, if they deliver everything they're saying they will with zero trading fees and everything, and provide a good platform for leveraging stuff up to 10 times, then yeah, I believe it could definitely have some good positive growth going forward. So great question there. And let's see. Oh, okay. Mr. Frank said they actually went live last Monday-ish. Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, then if it's people are using it and everything, and it's going great so far, then yeah, then I can see them definitely coming into one of the top cryptocurrency markets again if they deliver everything. So yeah, that's good. I'll definitely look at them and maybe create an account on there. So so guys, I'm probably going to close this live stream out. It's been almost an hour here, and actually I have a couple things I got to do, but I just want to come on here and show everyone, tell everyone what's going on in the market, and not to be afraid. Look, we have Bitcoin already going up to 13,800, so this very well could have been the bottom. Something I was looking at too that I saw is if you look at the market cap of everything, when we started this live stream, the market cap was at 500 billion. Now it's at 523 billion. So this is telling you, over the past 49 minutes of this live stream, this market cap has went up $23 billion. So that's $23 billion that have come into the market. So that's people investing. It's people buying up Bitcoin here. It's people buying up these altcoins. So again, that's something to keep in mind looking at that. Don't just look at one piece of the puzzle. Look at everything. Look at the market cap. Look at what coins are rising. Look at articles. Look at, just kind of look at the whole consensus of what's going on, and to get a better picture of exactly, how you should feel, and so you don't panic sell or get caught in the hype of, oh, the world's ending. So again, if we continue this rise, expect us to go to new highs. If we go back down, then expect, if we break this first support level at 12,007 and then go through this previous support, the second support of 11,500, 11,600, then expect us to fall a little bit further. And I believe 9,000 was the 9,000 was another lower level that I was looking at here that I drew. Yeah, right here is a support. So expect 9,000 around here for this another support level. But again, if we keep where we are right now, then we'll definitely see continued rise here. So if not, then it'll be another 4 days of bearish trend. So yeah, so if this stays where it's at over the next 24 hours, then expect us to go higher. So with that, hope y'all enjoyed this live stream. I always like to keep people updated on the latest news and everything, and put people at ease during these crazy times. But again, if you like the video, please give it a like. Appreciate every one of y'all. I hope y'all enjoy my videos and try to make it as enjoyable as possible. And please leave a comment on the video if you have any questions. And please subscribe. Again, when I ever get every 500 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway of $50 worth of Bitcoin to 2 of those subscribers who like and comments on my latest Bitcoin giveaway video. And that was my 1,000 subscriber video. So if you go to that one and just leave a funny comment with your Bitcoin and Litecoin address, then I'll go ahead and randomly pick 2 people. And once I get to 1,500 subscribers, and give away $50 worth of Bitcoin to 2 of them. So with that, thanks for watching, and till next time, trade safe, and see you later.